Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and of course Arnie hopes you're doing well too. Today I will be going through the top 7 Gar species, and there is a reason why this isn't a top 10, and that's because there are only 7 Gar species that are alive on this planet today. Because Gar have been around for millions of years, and were on the planet at the same time as the dinosaurs were. There are many fish that are called Gar that look a lot like them, but there are only 7 true Gar species on the planet. And Gar are very popular in the aquarium hobby, and it's easy to see why, as they're both pretty and very voracious predators. And to start off this list, we'll head over to Cuba, as I'll be talking about the Cuban Gar. Now, as you can guess from its name, the species is endemic to Cuba and is found throughout the western parts of the island and also the Isle of Youth. And in these areas they're found in a variety of habitats, including large lakes and rivers and sluggish tributaries. They can reach a massive 1.8 meters long, which is around 71 inches, and very few people know about this species of Gar, and that's because they're one of the rarest out there, and they are currently an endangered species. But there are numerous conservation efforts being made to help save this species, and hopefully it'll be on this planet for a few million years more. And because they're so endangered in the wild, they're very hard to find in the aquarium trade, but if you did manage to get your hands on one of them, they're like a temperature of 18 to 23 degrees Celsius, which is around 64 to 73 degrees Fahrenheit, and a pH anywhere from 5.5 to 8. And in the wild this fish is mainly a piscivore, but will also feed on most things that fall into the water, such as amphibians and large insects. And like all Gar species, Cuban Gar has the ability to breathe atmospheric oxygen, and this is all thanks to their primitive swim bladder. But if you're thinking about buying a Gar, it's a very big decision, as if maintained properly, the Cuban Gar can live for decades. And as it is such a big fish, it'll be very difficult to rehome a Gar, so it really is a very big decision to make. But despite this, it is a very beautiful species and will make a great addition to a monster tank. But next up we have the spotted Gar. And this fish can be found in the United States and northern Mexico, and as they're such an adaptable fish, they can be found in a wide range of habitats, including lakes, rivers, backwaters and pools. This species is a little smaller, only reaching 1.25 meters long, which is around 50 inches. And if you're looking to keep it in an aquarium, it likes a cool temperature of around 12 to 20 degrees Celsius and a pH of 6 to 8. This Gar, like many others, is a great ambush predator and feeds on smaller fishes and aquatic crustaceans in the wild. And although dead foods will eventually be accepted by a Gar, it may take a little while to wean wild specimens off of live foods. And when this fish is a juvenile, it'll need to be fed every day, but once it reaches maturity, it'll only need 1 or 2 meals per week, as they have quite a slow metabolism. But personally, I think it's one of the prettiest Gars out there. But next up we have the king of them all, and it is the Alligator Gar. Now this fish is called the Alligator Gar because if you're looking down into the water, the head and teeth of this animal can resemble an alligator, and they reach a very big size too. Now this fish is native to the central and southeastern states of the USA, plus northern and central Mexico. And again, it can be found in various habitats, as they're very adaptable, but they tend to stay away from fast moving waters. The maximum recorded length for an alligator Gar is just over 3 meters, which is around 118 inches. So really this fish is only suited for the biggest of aquariums or ponds. And as this fish is found in a wide range of habitats, it has quite a wide temperature range, from around 11 to 23 degrees Celsius. And they're unfussy when it comes to pH, liking anywhere from 6 to 8. Despite their looks, they pose no threats to humans, and there are no known attacks on humans at all. Despite this though, they can pose a passive danger, and that's because the alligator Gar's eggs are poisonous, and this toxicity is a defense mechanism against predators that would come to eat their eggs. Because of their massive size and their fearsome appearance, the alligator Gar has very few natural predators, with one of the few being actual alligators. And this fish will eat almost anything that it can fit into its mouth, and because of its size, this includes a wide range of creatures, as they primarily feed on fish, but they also eat blue crabs, small turtles and waterfowl. But this is the undisputed king of the Gars, and a true prehistoric fish. Next up we have the Longnose Gar. Now this fish is normally found in the eastern half of North and Central America, where it can normally be found in quiet weedy or rocky areas of freshwater lakes. And the Longnose Gar is the most abundant and widely distributed of all the Gar species. Despite it only being found in North and Central America today, Longnose Gar fossils have been found in Africa, Asia, Europe, North America and South America. And there's no points for guessing where this fish got its name, as it has a very long snout. And with the help of its long snout, it can reach up to 2 meters long, which is around 79 inches. And if you're looking to keep them in the aquarium, they like a cooler temperature of around 12 to 20 degrees Celsius and a pH anywhere from 7 to 8. Again, this is another species that can live for a very long time, so if you're looking to buy one, you really need to plan it out. But it's thought that the average lifespan is around 20 to 36 years old, so there's probably a lot of Gar out there today that are older than me. Because this fish can't open its mouth very wide, they primarily feed on smaller fish such as shad and sunfish. But Gars are normally surface feeders, and tend to be more active at night. Like many other gar species, the longnose gar has very thick scales, and this acts almost like a suit of armour and is very hard to penetrate, and that's why once again, one of the only predators of this fish is the American alligator, and it's another very beautiful gar species. And next up we have the short-nosed gar. Now the short-nosed gar can be found in the Mississippi River Basin from south central Ohio, northern Indiana and Wisconsin to Montana, and south to Alabama and Louisiana. The species can also be found in Lake Michigan, and in these areas it's normally found in lakes, swamps and calm pools, and you're most likely to find them in areas with submerged logs and vegetation. Now the short-nosed gar is the smallest species of gar and reaches a maximum size of around 88 centimeters, which is around 35 inches, and again they like it quite cool with a temperature from 10 to 18 degrees Celsius and a pH anywhere from 6.5 to 7.5. In the wild they feed on other fish, amphibians and crustaceans, so in the aquarium should be fed meaty diets such as whitefish, worms and shrimp. And because of the smaller size of this gar compared to all the others on this list, it's fitting that it consumes more invertebrates than any other species of gar. But despite this being a very small species of gar, you still are going to need a giant aquarium to house one of these fish. But next we move on to the Florida gar. Now as you can guess from its name, this fish can be found in Florida and also some parts of Georgia, and in these areas it inhabits canals, lakes, rivers and large parts of the Everglades. Now this is the sister species to the spotted gar, and it's quite difficult to tell them apart at first glance. Now this species is the most commonly sold in the aquarium trade, and because of the similarities to the spotted gar, it's normally sold under that name. Now this fish can reach maximum size of around 86 centimeters, which is around 34 inches, and as they're found in Florida they like the temperature a little higher, around 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, and a pH anywhere from 7 to 7.5. Now like all the other gar on this list, adults primarily feed on fish along with some crustaceans and insects, and as I said, most gars are great ambush predators and try to imitate logs and driftwood while they're swimming along the surface and use a sideways striking motion to catch their prey. But again, this is another very beautiful gar species. And the final gar species on this list is the tropical gar. Now I've left this fish to last because I did feature it on a very recent video. Now this fish can be found in the Caribbean as well as Central America, and is found in a wide range of slow moving habitats such as lakes and backwaters, and again tends to stay away from swiftly moving waters. They reach maximum size of around 1.25 meters, which is around 50 inches, and as they're found a little further south they do like a higher temperature of around 22 to 28 degrees Celsius and a pH anywhere from 6 to 8.5. Now the tropical gar appears to be very similar to the longnose gar in colour and markings, however it's very easy to tell it apart as it has a shorter, broader snout. And the tropical gar primarily feeds on fish, with cichlids making up most of its diet, but it's also an opportunistic feeder, so will eat any insects and amphibians on the surface of the water. But that's about it for this list. Let me know in the comments which species of gar is your favourite, and also let me know other topics that you'd like me to cover in a video. But thank you for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. But until next time, goodbye.